technically, I'm extremely vindicated because at least I can have a teeny weeny miny, type of tiny inkling of understanding from New York Times. No one can actually say that I would be a poser who just actually fake my understanding to brag about my familiarity or intimacy with wherever. I mean, I feel so relieved at this moment. Think about it. You remember it when I was in New York? This Supreme Court decision has been passed, and the judicial politics professor elect was talking about the issue all the time. But the problem was the corporation, that the corporate entity somehow has gained its personhood. That was even actually mentioned by the David Weissman, who was the economic professor at Barnard. I still remember that. I'm not lying. Why would you actually say that I had to learn nothing from whatever shitty schools that I attended? It was not like that. I just really feel so, justified and rationalized in the face of those criticizers. And can you honestly mention this important fact that I experienced no preparation, no premeditation, and no preliminary conduct, which you would have covered the materials in this book, because I have to make a very honest confession. I ordered this book almost like in a few months ago, about 6 or 7 months ago, full of desire to study. Technically, because of my procrastination as a chronic disease, I have never even opened up this book. This is my first time. I mean, I never even actually touched it. But one important information you need to have is that my book has a tendency to be updated automatically. All of a sudden, it was renewed. I'm extremely thrilled because this book has somehow been updated, and I've never even realized that this would reflect the complete new issues that I've never even heard about before, and it's really fascinating. By the way, the New York Times company versus the United States is a very important issue because it's about the Vietnam's war, because the very harbinger of at what's that? Snowden and what's the other one? Manning, right? You remember the Chelsea Manning and Edward Snowden. There was a forefather of them as a whistleblower who already made enormous contribution to the publication of the classified documents. And he was truly behind the very core history as a landmark court case which guaranteed the absolute right given by the First Amendment. I still remember that his name is Daniel Ellier or something like that. I remember him. And he was even actually protesting when Chelsea Manning was not released. Chelsea Manning was eventually pardoned at the end of President Obama's last year term, right? Remember when President Obama was about to step down from his office, as a gift and also as a decoy to lure Edward Snowden back into the U.S., he actually pardoned Chelsea Manning, right? I mean, do you remember this? But even at the time, this Daniel, a forefather of all the whistleblower, he actually went on a strike. Went on a demonstration. Technically, that's not a strike because there is a significant difference between a strike and demonstration. Strike is normally conducted by a group as a walkout to demand elevated income or better or placed conditions, right? I can easily say that. Yeah, it's really fascinating. What's his name? Daniel Elliott. Daniel Elliott, he's a Jewish New York Times reporter who somehow broke out a news that was supposed to be the Pentagon Papers. That was a classified material subject to national security breach, but he was the very brave whistleblower who secured the public right to know what's happening behind the closed doors. and his contribution already went down the history. Yeah, I really remember it.